Hey everybody, I hope you're all having a great week so far. I know the weather here in Lexington is really, really nice. I went ahead and posted in the chat real quick. We had a new video come out today. It was about actually the Bluegrass Fair. If you have not checked it out yet, or if you're thinking about going, definitely watch the video. I know it's a little bit long, so you can kind of skim through it a little bit. I do showcase most of the rides, the games, and the food that are available. So that way, if you're kind of thinking about it, you'll definitely get a great overview of what it entails. The very first beginning usually answers most of the questions. So if you want to just watch the beginning and then move on, that's fantastic. So just wanted to let y'all know the new video's up. We're keeping them coming. We're trying to keep them up to 3 a week. Definitely gets busy, especially when it involves these events during the week, and I try to get them out as fast as I can. As always, if you know anyone that's thinking about moving to the Lexington area or all the surrounding areas, please let me know. Shoot me an email, shoot me a call, shoot me a text. We'll do everything we can to make that process easier. I'm starting to stack up some meetings here over the next couple of weeks, and so I'm excited about it. Things are going to pick up. I know the market's been a little bit crazy right now. We'll definitely talk about the market. I've done a little bit more research into it. Mortgage rates are hitting a 7-month high, and limited listings are sidelining many home buyers. So, but many are ready to go. And I know I'm working with some buyers that are ready to go once the rates go down a little bit. Um, there is a silver lining of low inventory that it's propping up prices. So if you're thinking about selling, this is a great time to do it. I know you're scared. There's limited inventory, but ladies and gentlemen, we'll find you that next house. I'm not worried about that at all. Pending home sales fell 17% from the year earlier during the 4 weeks of the ending May. So one of the biggest declines since the start of the year. That is a year-over-year drop is especially notable because pending sales have already started to falling at this time last year as mortgage rates shot up past 5%. So it's just been a icky market at this point. I know I got a friend who's moving in Ashland. She's selling her home, but she's going to wait for that right house to drop. My hats off to her. She's got a good agent, knows what they're doing. They're going to be ready to rock and roll. So that's like the whole thing, though, ladies and gentlemen, is we'll find you that house. You have to have all your ducks in a row. Like if you got all your ducks in a row financially, we're going to get you that next house. That's not a problem. Um, this market is a marathon followed by a short sprint. Best way I could describe it for you. That's truly what it is. Homes will come up every single week. Okay, we're just used to having 10 homes come up a week where maybe one a day, maybe one, two a week pop up. And that's different. So you just got to be ready. Average weekly rates hit 6.79 this week. That's the highest since November. So think about that. That's the highest average since November of 2022. We're in June 2023. So rates have not been considerably awful. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, since 1971, the average interest rate has been 7.79. So we're still an entire percent lower than what the average has been. So just remember that. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think anybody really knows what's going to happen. It just depends on what goes on with everything kind of controlling the market that's influencing the market. A lot of people are nervous about moving or listing their home because they're not sure if they're going to find the next home. So I understand the hesitations. I understand the frustrations. Don't worry about it. If you're nervous, if you're thinking about it, just the best thing you can do is talk. So the current interest rates right now, you're at 6.96%. That's what I found on a couple of different sites. The average was 6.79. So we've been flirting in that 6.75 to 7% range the last couple of weeks. So will they go down? It just depends. We're in the hot season, so you just don't know. You just got to be ready. That's it. Let's talk about some statistics. Homes closed this past week. Lexington had 48. That's a decline. I'm going to plug you guys in real quick before my laptop decides to die. We like to keep everything interesting on these lives. Let me tell you, I think a couple weeks ago, the dogs were going nuts. And so I was trying to get them outside while I was trying to talk to you all. So we're going to get right back into this. So Georgetown, 14, that's been about the average. One thing I noticed, we've hit an average. It dipped a little bit. Like Lexington was averaging somewhere in the 60 to 70 close range. Now we're down into the 50s, but it hasn't dropped since then, thankfully. As long as it doesn't drop anymore, we'll be okay. That's the ticker. So Winchester 7. I think they were 10 last week. Paris is always like 2, 3, sometimes nothing. So this is one of those no homes closed in Paris this week. Nicholasville, you had about 8 homes closed. Richmond, 13 homes closed this past week. Come on, Frankfurt. Frankfurt had 5. Again, these are all average numbers. If it's an outlier number, I'll let you know about it. Now let's talk about the homes that went under contract. So you had 41 homes go under contract this past week. So we're kind of hitting the average here with closings under contract. Georgetown had 11. For sales, you're rocking at 3. Winchester's about 8. Homes under contract, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, if your home was on the market, you've accepted an offer, it went under contract. So that's what we're tracking. These are the homes that went under contract during this time period. Paris had 3. It's about average. Nicholasville's usually in the 10 range, so a little lower than what their norm is. Same thing with Richmond. They're usually in the high teens, low 20s. Frankfurt had 8. Okay. So now let's talk about homes that hit the market. So we had homes come on the market and homes go off the market. We just talked about the homes that went off the market. Let's see how many actually hit the market this week. 35. Ouch. So you would like that number to be more than the homes that went under contract. You definitely want that number to be higher. And this has been a consistent, it's been under, which is unfortunate. Now, 220 active homes. These are single family homes. That has been higher than the average. I will say it's been in the 190s not too long ago. So to see it's come up to 220, that's a good sign. Georgetown's been about the same. They've been in the 215, 220 range. And so Georgetown had 12 homes come on the market this week. They had 11 go under contract. So that's good. We're at least replacing what we sell. For sales, about the same thing, replacing what they sell. Winchester was a little dip. Only 2 came on the market, 8 sold. So that's not that great. But Paris, you didn't have any go under contract this week. Like you had 3, so you got 1 extra. There we go. That's good. Like those are good signs. If this was all like less than a quarter of what we're selling, then we're in trouble. So Nicholasville, same thing. Richmond, usually in the hundreds. So again, we're in the 93. That's not a great sign either. So we're limited. The inventory is so small everywhere you go. Frankfurt, 66 total. Okay. So let's talk about the days on market average. So basically what this means is what the homes averaged before they sold, like how long were they on the market. Lexington, this has been consistent. 2 weeks. So what that tells you if you're thinking about selling is the average home is barely lasting 2 weeks on the market if you're in Lexington. So there are buyers. If it's the right price for the right property, it will sell. Okay, we're not necessarily in a seller's market. We don't have people paying hand over fist for a property, paying $20,000, $30,000 over, but they'll pay for what the market value says that home is worth. So that's something to consider. Georgetown, a little similar in time frame that it was, taking about a month on average for the homes to close or to sell, I should say. For sales, a week. So if you're thinking about selling, look at these numbers. For sale, it's taking a week. Lexington, it's taking in 2 weeks. Winchester, 11 days. That's huge. Nicholasville, you're just over 2 weeks on average selling your home. Same thing with Richmond, about 2 weeks. So even with the little bit higher interest rates, there are buyers. If the price is right, they will buy it. It's that simple. There is no secret code around that. If the price is right, they will buy it. It's that simple. Frankfurt, 74 days. And you're going to see um, when it comes to the sold to list ratio, people found a deal in Frankfurt. So there are deals to find, even with these high interest rates, these um, uncaring times when it comes to interest rates in the financial market. You can find a deal. It's out there. Lexington, the average home price, $445,000. I mean, if you want in the neighborhood that everyone wants to be in, you're going to be paying over $350,000 easily. So just understand that. But let me tell you something, a $445,000 house in Scott County is very different from a $445,000 house in Lexington. And that house in Lexington is going to be on a quarter of an acre, 3-bed, 2-bath, 2,500 square feet. In Georgetown, Stamping Ground, Kentucky, we literally just sold a house for this price. 5 acres. Okay. It's like 3,000 square feet, a semi-finished basement, beautiful home. I mean, it's a very different style home, but I mean, again, that's what you get when you look just outside the Lexington Fayette County line. So think about that. If you're thinking about buying a home, if you want to work in Lexington, there are options to live outside and just drive into work every day. It's not that bad of a drive. Um, Depending on where you're coming from, it's really doable. That's what makes this area so unique compared to the rest of the state of Kentucky. Georgetown, 373. Yeah, you'll find a really nice home for that price in Georgetown. For sales, 528. You're living on a farm at that price. Someone's got a nice farm out there. Winchester, 240. You'll have a really nice house in Winchester for $240,000. I mean, a really nice house. Nicholasville, that's horse country as well, so don't be too surprised when those numbers are in the $500,000 range. Richmond, 271. I mean, even when I talk about Richmond, I say it's just a smaller version of Lexington, and it truly is. It is just a smaller version of Lexington itself, but that's okay because the prices go further in Richmond than they do in Lexington. Always remember that. All the surrounding areas go further. Their money will go further. $233,000 house is going to be beautiful in Frankfurt on a nice piece of land. Sold to list ratio. So this is what sellers, they list their home for $300,000. Someone offered $300,000. You sold it for 100% of the price. Okay. So that's what these numbers are. Georgetown, 98. For sales, 99. Winchester, 98. Nicholasville, 97. Getting a little bit of a deal. Richmond, 95. Definitely getting a deal. And then Frankfurt, boom, 84%. So someone in Frankfurt got a deal. A few people got a deal in Frankfurt. Because how many homes closed in Frankfurt? 5. So 5 homes, average price was 84% under the list price. A lot of people got some deals in Frankfurt. So you definitely, if you're thinking about looking in Frankfurt, we definitely need to get you out there. So the big questions, is it time to sell? This is a great time to sell. Okay. If you're worried about not finding that next property or that next home, don't. We can go on your pace. You're the seller. Okay. We can go on your pace. It's that simple. There are contingencies that you can put your home on the market after you've made an offer on another home. There are those kick out clauses. There's all those contingencies to help you get to that next house, because you don't want to miss out on a great house waiting for your current home to sell. Okay. You definitely don't want to do that. So we can set up those contingencies in place, put an offer in, say, listen, we're going to sell this house. This is what it is. This is where it is. This is what we're planning to put an offer on. The realtors then can communicate back and forth. And that way, both parties are, up to date, very, very understanding of each other's positions. And again, are those kickout clauses for those specific scenarios. So if you're thinking about selling your home, you need to downsize or you need to relocate, we will find you that next property, and we will strategically make sure you can get to that next property. I just had an issue with my clients moving in from New York. We had to wait for their home, to get under contract. And once it did, boom, we didn't even need to do that contingency, because now we had a different kind of contingency where we're just waiting to close. It's like, all right, now it's got to close. It's a little less stressful than just having it on the market because now you're waiting for an offer. Now you got an offer under contract. That's a little bit better, a little bit easier. It did have to get pushed back a few times. I mean, it was New York. I need to do a video about the differences between living in New York versus Kentucky. I might have to interview my clients after they've lived here for a minute and ask them what are the biggest differences between New York and Kentucky for them, because they'll have the best answers and the best understanding of what's going on between the two areas. So again, if you're thinking about selling, you're nervous about it, feel free to just reach out and we can talk about it. It is okay for us to just talk. You're not under contract for just having a conversation with me, and you're not wasting your time. I promise. Okay. So, need is it time to buy? I mean, again, I know a lot of buyers right now are just nervous because they don't know if they need to wait. I'm going to tell you, no one knows what's going to happen. So if you are thinking about buying and you want to buy, we just need to go ahead and do it. We need to rip that band-aid off and just go ahead and find you that next house. When the interest rates drop, we can always refinance your house and you can get that price point down. Fantastic. We can move forward. Again, if you're renting, I mean, there's no equity building in renting. I talk about this every single week when I do these live streams. The whole point and why real estate is an investment is because you're building equity over time, because instead of just paying a landlord, you're paying a mortgage, which then goes up towards your next home. So if we're trying to build up for your next home, you'll get there faster owning a home versus just renting. Okay. I've got a few people that I'm talking to about and trying to educate them, trying to help them understand. It's like, listen, your current rental plan to get to your home, your dream home, is 10 years away. Buying this starter home, investing in that, you're 6 years away. So there's a huge gap. That's 4 years. It's 4 years of you living in your dream home versus, renting for the next 10 years. Okay. There's some benefits to both, but I don't want to keep rambling on. As always, ladies and gentlemen, you need help in real estate. You know someone who needs help. You know what to do. Shoot me an email. I need to actually update this email because it's going to be going out of commission here soon. So actually, we're going to do it right now because I've got you all on here and you're watching. Boom, updated. Fantastic. I'll have to update the other one too, but I don't see anything in the chat. Again, make sure you check out the Bluegrass Fair video. Give it a like. Shoot them out. I'm serious. Go check them out. It was fun. It was fun filming this one. They got the sea lion splash going on. They've got pig races. They've got canine, jumping splash thing. I believe the Miss Preteen Bluegrass Fair pageant was yesterday. I think the teen Bluegrass Fair pageant is tomorrow, and I think the adult one is this weekend. So there's events going on, and they do have rider wristbands. I know they're $30 during the week, but I believe either today or tomorrow they're doing a buy one get one free. So if you got a friend that wants to go on all unlimited rides, and instead of paying $30 each, you both pay $15, you each get a wristband, you can ride all the rides you want. So it is a pretty good deal, especially during the week and the fair. I'm sure it's not going to be as crazy as well. So definitely check them out. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, I'll see you later. I'm trying to get back up to date with doing these on Mondays or Sundays, but man, the weekends just kill me. So the next video coming out will be about the actual the Beer Cheese Festival here in Winchester, and we'll do some more, neighborhood updates. But feel free to reach out to me if you got anything that you're interested in learning more about, because I do love hearing from you all and hearing ideas of things that you want to learn more about. So that's it for today. I'll talk to you.